Hello everybody, it's good to see you and welcome to tonight's live stream. My subject matter is Somatic Tracking Heals Pain. Now this title comes from a book called The Way Out by Alan Gordon, who was one of the co-authors in a brand new study that came out in the last month in JAMA Psychiatry, and it's all related to a novel approach to helping people with pain called pain reprocessing therapy. So the whole essence is somatic tracking, which is all about being aware of your body and tracking it without a judgment. And with a few other tricks up their sleeves, they were able to get phenomenal results in one-of-a-kind study. It's a landmark study that was randomized, controlled, and was able to show in a comparison of a group of 50 patients with pain, chronic pain, back pain, compared to another group who also had the 50 patients who were placebo, so they had regular treatment, and the other 50 patients in the third arm of the trial were treated with a subcutaneous injection of saline, which is like a placebo type of injection. So the main group was undergoing this somatic training and therapy. So the results were amazing. It said in lower levels of pain, so around the 4 out of 10 range on average, they had a 66% pain-free result. So 66%, 2/3 of them went pain-free, and 98% had reduced pain. So that's pretty amazing results for anybody who knows anything about pain and studies. Usually you get a couple of points on a scale. Reduction out of 10 is pretty normal for medications and things. But no, they were showing huge reductions in results. So well done to the authors. Very cleverly done. Took them a long time to get it published. But here we are with this information. So what is somatic tracking? Well, it's very simple. You're going to take some time of the day when you've got pain, but it's low-grade pain, not a high-grade pain, because if you're got a lot of pain, you got to go and do something about it, whether it's put an ice pack on, go for a walk, take a medication, or the other proactive things you would do. Alan talks about that as a avoidance behavior. So you're doing something to avoid the pain. So that you do that typically at a higher level of pain. But if you have a low level of pain, you can sit with it and become curious about the sensation, and you can start tracking it. So how you track pain is you make a note. Where is it? Say it's in your left shoulder. So my pain is my left shoulder, and you just hang out with it. Like, okay, it's there, and it's kind of a numb pain, and it's a tingling pain. And then you may notice sometimes it radiates, goes up to the head. Maybe another day it moves over to the other side of the shoulder and other side of the body, or down the back maybe. Take a note of the quality of it. Is it changing? Is it sharp? Is it dull? The intensity of it. It's about a 4 out of 10, not too bad, I can cope with this. You have any other symptoms with it? So these are the kind of things that you would do. You're kind of hanging out with your pain. It's a little bit like if a small child has got a new toy and is very intrigued by it and playing with it. The child is curious about it. The child is not fixing anything about the toy. He's playing with the toy. So this is a situation where you can spend a very small amount of time. It could be seconds or up to longer, maybe a few minutes. Just hanging out with this pain, being curious, making notes in your mind about it. Sitting with it without judgment. And I think why curiosity helps is it's one of the 4 cardinal features of mindfulness. The others being openness, got to be open to healing, self-love, and also acceptance or non-judgment. So when you're with a curious mind around chronic pain, you're opening up your heart, and you're allowing your heart to help heal. It's very clear that activities like gratitude are healing. Self-love activities are healing. Forgiveness and letting go of grievances is a healing state. But curiosity is also a healing state, as per the study showed. So there's that tracking, that's through curiosity, is very important. Another thing that Alan talks about with these patients to reassure them is something called the extinction factor or extinction process. Now this is based down to the fact that we're humans, and humans want to live mostly. But if you're at the end of your life, you're on your deathbed, you may get a surge of energy at the end, and you awaken from your deathbed, and you can speak and communicate with family, and then you pass on. So this is a common thing you see in patients or people who are dying. Another example of this extinction mode is in women's menstrual cycles. Around the age of 50, the cycles generally die down and stop, but they can come back again, maybe 6 months or 12 months or even 2 years later. What is that? Well, it's a surge of energy. Life wants to live, and that's why it happens. With pain, there's no difference. Once you've understood some of the cardinal features of chronic pain, like it's a fear response, and we tell ourselves we're safe, and you start to believe in the fact that you're safe and you're not in a danger state. What happens is you can believe that this flare up, say your chronic pain is worse today, is part of this extinction mode. And you don't need to freak out about it. You don't need to feel, oh, well, I'm just going backwards, or whatever I'm doing is not working. No. If you're aware of the extinction mode, then you can be present with it. You can just be with it. Get on and do what you need to do. If it's really bad, go for that walk, go for that exercise, whatever you want to do. Be proactive with it. So you've got that extinction mode aspect. The third aspect I've briefly mentioned is you've got to feel safe if you're going to heal. If there's a tiger at your door, you ain't going to sit down and relax. You're going to be proactive and do something that keeps you safe, like get inside, lock the door, phone the RSPCA or the police. So you must be aware that chronic pain is not a dangerous situation, and you need to tell yourself this, something that you need to tell yourself all day. In fact, this week I've been telling my patients, say it 100 times in a day, and for some people 1,000 times, because they need to say it so many times. And the reason is not purely to remind yourself, say you're in a home and you're safe, but it's to educate the subconscious mind, which has been programmed for often years or even decades, for some people a whole lifetime, since being in utero, when they experience some trauma, say, that's going on in the environment. So trauma is deep-seated, fear is deep-seated, negative thinking is deep-seated, and we need to reverse that. By telling ourselves that we're safe hundreds and hundreds and even thousands of times, then we're slowly going to get the message at the subconscious level. We can change our thoughts, we can change our beliefs, and from that, we get the sense of safety. And safety is the cardinal state of the nervous system that you need if you're going to flip it from a sympathetic to a parasympathetic state, which is resting, digesting, repairing, healing state. So there's 3 different aspects of the somatic tracking. And the last one is to trust. Trust in the process. It can be a long journey in the final stages with chronic pain. And if you're getting worse, in fact, I would get excited if it's getting worse. Why? Because that's just one step away to it going away completely. So it's maybe a challenge for you to hear this tonight, but pain can go away. Chronic pain can go away. I've seen it in patients, I've read it in books. I've had personal experience 3 times of my chronic pain disappearing. I may come back for a fleeting hello, Wayne, but I tell it to go away and it goes away, or it just passes without much focus, because I'm curious, why is it coming back? No big deal, it will go away. So there we have it, a couple of cardinal features from this groundbreaking landmark study by Alan Gordon, Howard Schubiner, and another guy, Honey, I forget his surname, he's a PhD that was leading it. And it was done in Boulder, Colorado, this study, and by these leaders in the field of chronic pain. So I think this study may change the whole direction of medical practice once it's accepted in a global sense, because it shows that we can switch off pain, we can heal pain. It's possible, and we've got to start with the low level pain first, and do our best to program our brain, and then for the higher levels of pain, then there's other things to do. So there we have it. I hope you enjoyed this little share, and it's good to be here once again, and really excited about integrating this into people's lives here online, but as well in my practice. So healing chronic pain is a reality, not just a concept. So thanks so much. Take care. I'll see you next time.